breaking news, the Atlanta Police Department, they're holding a walkout, it would seem, right? So this is just quickly down the grapevine through Twitter. Let me show you over here. We have news from Seth Weathers that the Atlanta Police Department are playing word games. So they're not showing up for their shifts, and they're essentially holding a walkout. It's a walkout when you don't show up for work. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just they're not calling it that because they want to appear again like they're victims, right? Not oppressors or aggressors or instigators. So the Atlanta mayor confirmed that they're reaching out to surrounding departments in case backup is needed. Why? Because no one is showing up. So why are they holding this walkout? I mean, one thing I would assume this is because of Rayshard Brooks, right? His death. So I covered that a few days ago. You saw what happened. He was gunned down. The police 3 rounds killed him. He's dead. And now they charged the officer with murder. I hate that word officer. These people are not officers. They're ex-officer shot Rayshard Brooks, charged with felony murder and 10 other counts. So I'm assuming, my first thought would be that they are maybe not showing up for work, holding their little walkout because of this. You know, in Buffalo, where that old man was pushed to the ground and his skull was cracked, a 75-year-old man. It was all on video, and you know what I'm talking about. He's in hospital now. He can't walk anymore. He can't walk because of that. They cracked his fucking skull, and he was bleeding out. And I think 2 officers, the one who pushed him, and another one, they were fired, and then the entire department essentially resigned in protest to support these pigs who pushed an elderly man, a 75-year-old, and cracked his fucking skull, and now he can't walk. I mean, this is some real bully culture. This is some vile fucking shit. So, I mean, this wouldn't surprise me if they're walking out, or sorry, it is a walkout, but rather, not showing up for shifts in support of this officer who got fired. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. So that might be related. Here's the DA. I showed you the DA the other day when he was talking that he would bring charges, and here we are. He said Wednesday, right on time.
These are the 11 charges against Officer Roth. The first charge is felony murder. This is the death that is as a result of a underlying felony, and in this case, the underlying felony is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and the possible sentences for a felony murder conviction would be life without parole, or the death penalty. We have had something quite remarkable happen in this case, and it involves the testimony of the other officer, Devin Brosnan, because Officer Brosnan has now become a state's witness. He has decided to testify on behalf of the state in this case. What he has said to us, that is within a matter of days, he plans to make a statement regarding the culpability of Officer Roth. After Mr. Brooks was shot, for some period of 2 minutes and 12 seconds, there was no medical attention applied to Mr. Brooks. Immediately after the shooting, did not reflect any fear or danger of Mr. Brooks, but their actions really reflected other kinds of emotions. One of the things that we noted from our evaluation was that Mr. Brooks, on the night of this incident, was calm, he was cordial, and really displayed a cooperative nature. Secondly, even though Mr. Brooks was slightly impaired, his demeanor during this incident was almost jovial. Mr. Brooks never presented himself as a threat. At the very beginning, he was peacefully sleeping in his car. After he was awakened by the officer, he was cooperative. We are asking Officer Roth and Officer Brosnan to surrender themselves by 6 p.m. on the morrow.
Okay, so several points there. As you heard, this felony murder charge could be life in prison with no parole or death penalty. Okay, so that's for the one officer. The other one, I think, is aggravated assault. That's what he got charged with. But what I want to say is that remember, Rayshard Brooks was sleeping in his car. The dude was drunk. He passed out. Okay, you shouldn't be drunk driving, sure. You shouldn't grab a taser off a cop. That's some dumb shit. But you don't deserve to fucking die because of that. Who on earth is arguing that you deserve to die because of that? That's bullshit. You don't just randomly pull out your gun and fucking kill someone with no remorse, just immediately. Like it was almost a fucking reflex. Like, I gotta kill you. This is insane. I can show you a plethora of videos of white people doing way fucking worse, right? Dancing around with weapons and they never get shot. They get taken to the jail cell, thrown in there and whatever. It's all good. Nobody dies because they're white. They're given a chance. But if you're black, there's no chance. It's death immediately. They're the judge, the juror, and executor immediately. Who gave you that permission to decide that you can waste this guy's life? I don't give a fuck he grabbed your fucking taser. So what? Go call some backup and chase his ass. You don't have to fucking kill him. Do you understand the disproportionate response? Just immediately escalating it to death, kill you. This is madness. This is fucking madness. Unacceptable. I want to read you the statement, okay? I want to read you the statement because it's 100% correct. Said, we shouldn't have to celebrate as African Americans when we get a piece of justice like today. We shouldn't have to celebrate and parade when an officer is held accountable. That's the lawyer for Brooke Switter, not Brooke Switter herself. What she said also is that I felt everything that he felt just by hearing what he went through, and it hurt. It hurt real bad. I can't imagine what she's going through, man. The fucking pain. I can't even imagine. Okay, the dude was drunk in his car, whatever, man. If he was white, if that was a white girl, they would have picked her up, put her in the fucking patrol car and taken her home. You know that. And okay, they towed her car. You fucking know that. You know, if it was a young white girl, they would have put her in the car, taken her home safely, and then got her car towed. But because he's black, they fucking persecute him for half an hour, make him jump through fucking hoops. The dude is drunk. Just take him home. Tow his fucking car. You don't have to fucking kill him. Oh my God. Like, what is this ridiculous bullshit? So, by the way, another thing which was corrected also, the DA, he's saying that the other cop, not the one who's being not the one who was being charged with murder, the one who's being charged with aggravated assault. They're saying that he's going to cooperate as the state's witness. He's going to testify against the other cop. Turns out this is not true. The lawyers for the second cop said that this is not true. Okay, just to clarify that because it's in the article, right? Yeah, here we go. These are their faces. These are the pieces of shit. So Garrett Rolfe on the left, charged with felony murder. He's the guy who killed Rayshard Brooks. And the one on the right, Devin Brosnan, aggravated assault. You know what's messed up? Like, if there was no protest, if there were no outcry from blacks, from working class people, just everybody, if people were not out in droves protesting, this wouldn't happen. They would never be arrested. They would never be held accountable. This is a fucked up system, and I told you this before. It will not suffice just to arrest one cop here, one cop here. You need to stop killing black people, you motherfuckers. Do you understand? This is the issue. We don't have to get to the point where people need to be arrested because they murdered unarmed civilians. Stop killing black people, you motherfuckers. Why is this so hard? Do you see the fucked up culture? Like, even amidst the protests, even during this mass outcry in all 50 states, they don't give a fuck. They just keep going. They can't stop. They can't help themselves. They just have to fucking murder people. This is insanity. Look at the arrogance. The sheer arrogance of these motherfuckers. It's disgusting. It's revolting. They just don't know when to stop. Good heavens, they got rid of that fucking police department in Minneapolis. Just get rid of it. Get the fuck rid of it. There's no more discussion. Jesus Christ, you have an institution that is murdering unarmed civilians. Have you gone crazy? Look at this. Confirmed. Police in Atlanta are walking out now. They're protesting because these two pieces of shit who killed Rayshard Brooks are being charged with murder and aggravated assault. Apparently, it hurts their feelings when you hold police accountable. Oh, so now they're protesting. Wow. Take a look at this. Atlanta police walk out following murder charge against officer who shot Rayshard Brooks. So look at this. Let me zoom in for you. So the head of Atlanta's police union confirmed Wednesday that officers from the Atlanta Police Department in zones 3 and 6 walked off the job Wednesday afternoon. I love these weird fucking names they give their unions. International Brotherhood of Police Officers. The Benevolent Bullshit Whatever Association. Okay, so Vince Champion, Southeast Regional Director of the whatever, said that police officers had stopped answering calls mid-shift in response to charges against Officer Garrett Rolfe, who is accused of murdering Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta. He's not accused of murdering him. He murdered him. He fucking unloaded on him and wasted him on video. We've seen it. So you see, once again, they're doing damage control. So a spokesperson for APD called reports of a walkout inaccurate. Yeah, again, I just told you at the beginning of the segment, of course they're not going to call it a walkout, because then it seems that, they're you guys are standing with a murderer? No, this is bad PR. So they just say they're not showing up for shifts. Do you understand? They're playing politics here. This is just language bullshit. I'm translating for you. And you know what's insane also? They're not pleading guilty. They're not pleading guilty. Can you believe that? The attorney for the officer said that that's not true and said he's not pleading guilty and not offering state's evidence. So I told you about this earlier. The DA was incorrect when he said he's a state's witness. But just the fact that he's pleading not guilty, are you serious? It's all on video. It's I mean, one thing that I wanted to contrast with you, okay? This is, I think I've shown you this before. It's a video from the UK, and no one is saying that police in the UK are perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They don't have guns, which is a good thing. But I just want to show you a situation where a black man was wielding a machete, right? Not a taser, a fucking machete. So I think anyone would agree that a machete is way more dangerous than a taser, right? And he was not killed. No one died. He was apprehended. No one was injured. No one died. Let me show you this video. I want you to understand the difference here in how they handle situations. Okay. End of story. It's doable without firing your firearm. No one has to die. They just don't care. They know that they can get away with the shit, and that's why they do it. But no one has to die, man. It's that simple. No one has to die. Yeah, it takes you need to call backup. It takes a few people to get the job. But yeah, sure. Why would you kill someone when you don't have to kill them? What are you? Are you someone who protects and serves, like you say on your badge, or are you a murderer? You pick one. You can't do both. Your job is not to decide when people get to die. Your job is not to unload your fucking clip on someone because they stole your taser. No. It's ridiculous. Cops shouldn't have guns. End of story. They shouldn't have guns. I don't give a shit. They shouldn't have guns. Removing this weapon from their arsenal teaches them how to de-escalate and handle situations in a different manner. Now, with that said, you're still going to have racists, and you're still going to have cases where someone is just kneeling, like we saw with George Floyd, on the guy's neck. He didn't need a firearm to do that. He just killed him like a fucking animal, right? Like some lion, holding a zebra by the neck. Horrible shit. If you see a corrupt establishment, you don't just give them more money and give them more weapons and, just let them loose on the civilian population. This is insanity. Rayshard Brooks didn't have to die. End of story. No one has to die, but they don't care. They know they can get away with it. And now you're seeing the cops walking out of protest. I mean, what the hell, man? That just tells you everything you need to know. And it's the same shit we saw in Buffalo, right? With the old man getting his skull cracked, how they all walked out, the entire police department resigned. Good riddance. Go away. What a bunch of thugs and bullies. Truly despicable. I mean, I have no words. This is, just like Jordan said, this is not just a few bad apples. This is, the entire orchard is toxic at this point.